Ay, 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 I just wanna have fun. Come and beat me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel? Holy moly, guacamole in my pockets. What a blessing. Got it on me, I got options. Real stepper, check the shoes, get it poppin'. Eating good, feeling good. Where my hopping done at? Put it on a plate with some lemonade. That's the way we did it in the old days. Back then, mama said, get up, walk on play. But you better not come home like this. Street life, we was young racing. Street life, carefree was the best time. Fast forward, daydreaming about the next time. When it's gonna happen again, cause I just wanna have fun. Come and beat me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? How you feel? Turn it up a notch, pop up clean room. Everyday celebration, take a true vacation. You deserve a day, you deserve a day off. Working for too long, gotta keep back. Turn my cell phone off, wait till I get back. Ooh, yeah, this that. Living my life with no regrets. So I title, link up, pull up on me. Where we on? We just chillin', where we at the spot. What time? Anytime, link up, pull up on me. Where we on? We the coolin', the chill spot. What time? Party time. I just wanna have fun. Come and beat me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night till the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, people of NYYU. It is the one, the only. All rise and shine. Smacky to like, hitty to sub. Senor Francis Lee, how you doing, Ove?
Que lo que. Good morning. What's up, chat? What's up to the greatest community in all of baseball, NYYU, man? What's up with y'all? It's
I think everybody out there is doing pretty well. I tell you what right now. But I tell you this. I don't know what it is about, maybe it's with me and you, being on the stream together, but I feel like I can have a drink right now, to be quite honest with you. When I see Francis, like, are we supposed to be drinking here? Like, why are we not drinking here? Do I not have a drink? Where's my rum and coke here? Where's this guy's whiskey sour? Like,
it's funny because we make the joke. We're not alcoholics, though. But we make the joke, like NYYU, but we're not. It's just that whenever we see each other, we're normally like, we're having a good time. At some point, we end up having a drink.
You know what? I was telling Jira yesterday, because we go on these, I told you this already, but I'll tell the chat. We go on these long walks and we just talk business like the whole time. And we were talking about the Jordan interview and the part when she's like, I think it was the one where she says, when you land in DR, like, what's the first drink that you have? And he was like a Presidente. Then he was talking about he gets a shot of Brugal in December. And I said, I think I'm going to have one after this.
Exactly. He's like, sounds good. I think I'll have one after this.
Sounds good. I think I have one after this. And let me tell you something. We might have had a little more than one, but
I had a couple. It was nice.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. But speaking of nice, the New York Yankees have not played too nice, especially against the Nationals. That all changes hopefully tonight, as the Yankees are going to be welcoming the St. Louis Cardinals into Yankee Stadium. We'll have a couple of NYYU team members over there tonight watching that ball game. But when it comes to the National Series, this is, I think, what scares everybody about this club, is because you really have no clue what the hell you're going to get. You don't know with this team. Some days we'll be in our group chat being like, man, they could win it. They could win it. They could win it. Then there's other days you're like, it's like a first round exit, bro. Like, I just don't know. Like, they're teasing the shit out of us here. Nobody wants to run away with anything. Nobody cares about running away with anything. Nobody's really pulling ahead. I mean, they're a game and a half up now over the Baltimore Orioles, but I don't even know. I don't know what to say anymore about this team. Like, there's no level of consistency anymore, and it's terrible.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, bro. I mean, it's tough, right? I mean, I saw a tweet yesterday that obviously I definitely don't agree with, but because these people come out after one of these performances and they immediately feel like they have to like shill for the team. Some fans, and I can't stand it. And this kid basically posted like, look, if you don't believe the Yankees have a shot at the World Series or whatever like that, you're not a real fan. That would that not a real shit.
Yeah, not a real fan.
Trying to tell people how to fan or whatever. I don't like that stuff, and it gets me mad because it's like, bro, how could you get mad at any fan for not knowing how to feel? You know what I'm saying? For not knowing, which way to lean on with this team, bro. Like, some days, they go on runs where it just looks like, damn, man, I mean, this really could be the year. Like, and, to their credit, I put it under a post that Johnny put up, I want to say 2 days ago, where he basically put up all the teams that are considered playoff teams right now. And if you look at it, I think it was about 10, maybe 12 teams, something like that. But if you looked at those names, it seems like these are going to be the 12 that are there when everything's said and done. And you look at it, and the records are separated by maybe 8 games total from top to bottom, which is crazy. Like, the parity in the league this season is crazy. So basically, I put under that post, though, I was like, well, when you look at this, it does actually encourage you as a Yankees fan, because outside of that Dodgers series and the struggles with Baltimore, the Yankees have handled pretty much every team on that list. But and that's the thing, right? That's very encouraging. But then you look at how they played against the Angels. Then you look at how they played against, Chicago that first night. Then you look how they played against the Nationals this last series. And it's like, how is this the same team? Like, how can I sit here and say they're going to win a World Series when they can't beat the Nats? It's like,
bro, it's it's difficult because every one of those games was very, very winnable against the Nationals. We all know that. It was as clear as day that they could have easily won these games. The Nationals' pen shut them down. Everybody really shut them down. They couldn't hit. They couldn't get multiple hits in a row. They couldn't really string together nothing. I guess that's also kind of what happens when, you got Soto, who has a series when he doesn't do anything. Yeah. And that's not a knock on Soto. That's kind of saying the flaws of this club. If Soto and Judge aren't carrying the load, carrying his team, well, what the frig do you do? You know what I mean? Like, who else is there to really step up? And we're getting closer and closer. And a lot of this show is going to be about guys coming back, but there's a couple of them that we really don't know. So Sunday, which is Designated Spitters Day, which is probably going to be a really, really good episode because we're going to know a lot of information about this club. Yeah. Who's going to be up? Are we going to see Jason Dominguez? Or are the Yankees going to simply go, we're good, let him go ahead and just stay in AAA, no problem.
Let him rot.
Let him rot in AAA, no big deal. Because here's my main issue. And Christian said this last night on NYYST, and it really sums up everything. Mm-hmm. Nobody could get mad at this Yankee team if they truly played all their best players. If they truly said, we're putting our best 26 out there. Yeah. The fact that the manager of the New York Yankees, Aaron Boone, and again, I know, Aaron Boone basically clowns himself with his post games. He really does. Like, he makes himself like a walking target and go, yeah, guys, go ahead, shoot arrows at me. I'm right here. Come on, hit me with it. The dude came out and basically said, there's not lanes for all these guys because their rotation and roster and all this is so good. Everything is fine. They just DFA Tonkin. They put on a dude who got a 15-plus ERA, and they're sitting there going with guys like Meza in the pen. There's no room right now for Efros. There's no lane open. There's no lane for Jason Dominguez. It is batshit crazy.
Yep. No, it's absolutely nuts, and it's on a nightly basis at this point. I've been joking the last couple of weeks. Every time it's happening once a week, and literally when it happens, I just tweet once a week. Once a week, they have to embarrass themselves, like utterly just embarrass
It's
themselves, get up the
mandatory.
field and throw up all over themselves. It's
Yep.
once a week, and it's been every season under Aaron Boone. And again, I know the Boone apologists out there, they're not going to like it because they want to defend him and, oh, he's a good guy and whatever. It's not his fault or whatever. But it's like, when are you guys going to wake up? Like, at some point, the blame does have to go to him, because when they lose because they look unprepared, because they're sloppy defensively, because the lineup was bad from the start, like, who else do you blame?
It's fundamentals. Yeah.
Who else are you going to blame? You're like, oh, but Cashman
Coach.
builds the team. Okay, yes, we know Cashman builds the team.
Yeah.
We know that Cashman and his merry band of nerds build the lineup. We get that. We get that. But preparedness, being on the field looking like the bad news bears, that's manager shit. I don't care. Like, you can't not absolve Boone.
You can't.
From the team playing sloppy and looking lackadaisical out there, and looking like they're giving away at bats and stuff like that or whatever.
Yep.
To me, that's manager stuff. Motivate the team. Hey, guys, wake it up. We can't. We came out to DC to lose a series to the Nationals.
Yeah.
We're not in a race for this division.
I mean, look, I said something. I said something the other day, and you know, Francis, you know this as much as I do. I mean, we were told by somebody very much in the know together that Aaron Judge tries to lead this team a lot, but he doesn't have somebody else with him. He doesn't have the other piece of that pushes that message, or is part of the backbone. You know, this is a guy right now who a lot of us have been upset about based off his leadership of what we see. But according to people in the know, he is very much a leader in the clubhouse. He is very much vocal in the clubhouse. He just does not have the other guy that is there with him, which kind of upsets me, because Judge does come across as one of those guys that will simply just say, well, I got it. You don't got to worry. I'll handle it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about it. I could do more, guys. When nobody in the lineup's hitting besides me and Soto, we could do more. I mean, you know, I'm hitting 330, but I could probably hit 360. I mean, I could, instead of hitting 60 homers this year, I could probably hit about 82. In reality, there's a couple of pitches that I probably could have hit out that helps everybody else out. You know, he's not one of those guys that's going to throw anybody under the bus and all that, but this team got to get their head on right. And they got to hone in on the goal, which is winning. And, you know, I'll share this with you guys. I was talking to Mario last night, and Mario brought up a really good point. You know, when it comes to the weaknesses of the Yankees, there's some teams out there that we might look at and go, in a postseason matchup, I'm not that scared of them because of the name. But when you dive in and you look at that club,
to how we match up with them,
it's scary. And one of those teams are the Kansas City Royals.
I was going to say,
they're a team that steals like wild. They're a wild base stealing animal of a club. And they got a lot of guys who can run on that team. Baltimore showed it against us one time where they were looking to steal. They were beating soft grounders out. A lot can go wrong for the Yankees, as can a lot go right. But I think when you really dive into it, you look around the roster of this club currently, and the craziest thing is, we've kind of been saying this since like June, that by the end of the year, the roster could look very different. And we're still saying that, and it's August 30th, and they still have a chance to have a very different looking roster.
It's nuts. It's nuts, man. I mean, I think while we're live here, we might get some news. It's normally around this time that the things come out, but honestly, I'm hoping to hear something. I mean, I just saw the Patriots posted that Birdie, Hamilton, Rizzo, all those guys are still, you know, down on their team, and they're scheduled to play with them through the weekend. So we're not getting any of those guys, but it's like, I mean, with Dominguez at this point, I don't know what the holdup is. And it goes back to the point that you were making before, bro. We're not asking for much. Like, I'm not getting mad because it's just because we're losing. It's the reasons behind the losses. Like, I'm mad because we're losing and you continue to give Trevino opportunities. Why?
Correct.
Why?
Correct.
Why is it like in August 30th and Austin Wells still hasn't shown you guys enough. I don't understand. Like, what else does he have to do? Somebody's going to say, oh, maybe hit left-handed pitching. He can't hit left-handed pitching if you don't play him against left-handed pitchers.
What has he got, 40-something at-bats?
Come on. And then on top of that, when you look at the numbers in his little sample size against left-handed pitchers, he's still better than Trevino there.
He is, yeah.
But you know what Boone is going to bring up, right? You know what Boone's going to bring? His favorite 2 words the last couple of weeks: track record, track record, track record. You're talking about ancient history with some of these guys.
Damn.
You talk about ancient history with some of these guys. Track record with DJ LeMahieu was how many years ago, Pete?
Years.
We're still hearing about it.
Years, 2020.
You talk about 2020, it's 2024. I don't know if Boone realizes. Do you remember what happened in 2020? You lost to the Rays.
He don't remember.
Fuck that track record.
He doesn't remember. He's just happy to be there, that's all.
It's nuts.
He's happy to be
like,
there.
But
I'll
like,
give you, here's a track record that I enjoy right here. That's I got my face on. Let me take me off there real quick. That's a track record I enjoy. That's Austin Wells' last 30 games, 311 average, 387 on base percentage, 491 slugging. That's the track record that I'm paying most attention to, is that one right there. Is that if you're the Yankees and you end up facing a team in the postseason that maybe has more lefty starters, or they say, hey, the Yankees' weakness is they don't hit lefties well, we're going to make sure we pile up lefties on this team. That's what we're going to do. Can you imagine the Yankees lose a playoff series and Austin Wells maybe starts 1 game? I mean, can you really imagine? Arguably, you could make a real argument that he has been the 3rd best hitter on the club and they're platooning him. Think about this. A team who has gotten no offense from barely anybody else. Wells starts to produce, and the Yankees are trying their best to figure out a way not to put this guy's bat in the lineup every single day. Think about that.
It's cockamamie, and this is why we get upset. That's why, I, as a fan, like, bro, I get tight because I'm investing my time. I'm watching these games. I got on game season. You're there calling them live. Like, bro, we're invested. Like, this is why, people come, to NYYU. They like what we do because we're knowledgeable, whatever. We're not knowledgeable just because we wake up in the morning and the stats just float into our heads. We're knowledgeable because we're watching every freaking game. We're watching every pitch. We're reading on the stats. We're reading articles. We're following the team
Bingo.
at an insane level. And we're seeing all this stuff that somehow Aaron Boone acts like he just can't see. And Judge said it in the offseason. Maybe we're looking at the wrong numbers or whatever. Clearly, you're looking at the wrong numbers. Clearly, they are looking at the wrong numbers.
Facts.
It doesn't make any sense. And for anybody arguing, there's no argument anymore. I love the post-game season at the end of game 3 where you and John, I had a freaking ball because
we laughed at the same time.
Boone couldn't look like more of a buffoon in that moment. The night before.
Horrible.
You won't pitch hit DJ LeMahieu because
he brought up all the numbers, everything, defended it.
And numbers and whatever. The very next day, not even 24 hours later, it just felt like the right move. I mean, what are we doing?
It's a clown show. It's a clown show. It's wild.
It felt like the right move a day later. Didn't feel like the right move the day before, though.
So during Game Season Live, in that moment, I'm sitting there screaming, stick to your guns, Booney! Stick to your guns! You said it the night before, and this is what everybody's problem is. And it's funny because I could literally go back. When was it that we did the chat? Oh, damn. Time goes fast, but I forgot. I was almost thinking that the channel trailer that we recorded was last year. That was the beginning of this year, is when we did the channel trailer.
Yeah.
What I gotta say about that when it comes to the channel trailers, if you listen in, I literally talk about how New Yorkers can sense bullshit a mile away. If you're bullshitting us, we can almost put 2 and 2 together and go, look, I know you, brother. That ain't you. I know that ain't you. So this story you're coming out with is baloney. Let's be honest here. It's bogus.
Not
baloney. It's not gabagool. It's baloney, all right? It's the cheaper garbage. The gabagool's the premium shit. We're looking for the premium over here, all right? We're not looking for that phony baloney.
Gabagool, over here.
That's the type of shit we want over here, the gabagool, okay? But in there, I say that, and it just symbolizes who Boone is and
Yep.
what this team is. It's unbelievable that you can sit there with a straight face and defend something and go, oh, well, here's the reverse splits, and here's this, and here I'm pulling this one from here, got this one from here, that one from here, this. Here's the reason why I'm doing this. And then, like you said, not even 24 friggin' hours. He sits there and goes, it just felt right.
I'm not gonna even say what voice that, but listen, I mean, Pete, guys, I mean, this is why I love doing this shit, and I couldn't imagine doing this with anybody else but my brother who's right next to me right now. If you guys ever wondered, like, this is why I can only match up. I can only match up with Pete because I get him and he gets me, and y'all don't even get it sometimes. But fuck it, it doesn't matter. Listen, this is who we have managing the New York Yankees, guys. This is look, Spank knows. I mean, this is who we have managing the Yankees, guys. This is what we're dealing with. And they don't want us to get upset. They tell us everything's okay. I mean, that's been my knock, even with Judge, was that, after the rough losses and stuff like that, he even has a tone like, yeah, it's not as bad as you guys are making it seem, like whatever. That's what gets me. But like you said, the two of us, we spoke to somebody with knowledge, who's in the clubhouse, who's around and knows these things much better than we do. And, that person said, nah, man, Judge is the real deal. He holds people accountable. He, is just in public. He shields the players. He shields the rest of the players. He doesn't want anybody to take any shots. He's going to stand in front of it. And that's the kind of guy that he is. That's the kind of leader that he is. But he's definitely trying to hold people accountable behind closed doors. He just needs help. And it's like, okay. But you're the captain. Shouldn't that help come from the other leader in the room, ergo the manager? No, it doesn't, because that's not the manager we have. This is a guy who changes his mind in less than 24 hours. I mean, no wonder he loves Taylor Swift so much. He changes his mind as much as she does. It's just, that's what it is. I don't know if you guys have ever listened to one of her albums. If you haven't, save yourself. But if you have, then you get why Boone likes it. He changes his mind just like she does. Every song is a different. She's in love. She got her heart broken. She got cheated on. Now she's cheating. It's
She's
always
been singing the same song since she's 12 years old. This chick. What is she, 30 something now? Grow up, baby.
After all these different boyfriends, all of them breaking your heart. I mean, honey, sweetie, boo boo, we might have to sit down and have a talk. You might be the problem.
I was about to say, at some point, don't you look in the mirror and go, you know what? Maybe it's me, baby.
Maybe it's me. Problem. Listen, oh man.
All right, there, Spank. I got Spank over here, my guy.
They sent that DeRosa tweet to the chat yesterday. Pete.
Can't be the manager.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I like Mark DeRosa. He has one of the greatest lines of all time. You don't add enough value. It's one of the greatest things I've ever heard in my life. One of the best sound clips we've ever had at the U. And thanks to Kev for that one. But for him to come out and be like, I'm going to talk about these things to Taylor Swift songs. I'm like, oh my God, why do we do this for, bro? Like,
he took it.
Oh, sorry. Truth always in the chat. Email me. I got very good news for you from a teammate here. Not a teammate here at NYU, another fan here at NYU. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna announce this. Our good friend Johnny Riv decided to buy you a ticket to the event. So Truth Always, hit me up. I got a ticket waiting for you to September 14th, NYU Day, brother. Amazing. So I just wanted to let you know that our good friend Jonathan Rivera, good friend of the channel, always in the chat, you guys know, bought you a ticket, Truth Always. So hit me up, NYYunderground@yahoo.com, and I'll get that out over to you. Steven, we are going to have a giveaway on Instagram. Jira's going to be putting that one together, and hopefully we're going to have more on Twitter and maybe YouTube and all that, but we still got a little bit of time and we're working. We got like 50-something tickets left, so make sure you guys order. Senor Thompson with the super chat. Yankees have too many options. This is where the problem lies. Other teams have less resources and have no other choice but to play their best players. Well, I think the problem there with the Yankees is they're just not playing their best players. Doesn't matter about the choices they have. They just don't play their best players.
They choose not to play the best players. And I got a response to something the other day on Twitter about that, and this guy was like, "Well, what is the best lineup?" And it's like, why do you guys play dumb? Like, why do fans play dumb? Why do they act like DJ LeMahieu and Jose Trevino are the best options right
They
now?
know it's not. They're not that
Why do they
stupid.
do that? Why do they act like Alex Verdugo's the best option right now?
They know. They
Why
know.
do we play these games? Like,
Yeah.
and it's like it almost gets me mad because like I hate saying the names at this point. Like I hate how much like the name Trevino has come out of my mouth, or DJ LeMahieu, or I don't like to talk about these guys because if I can't say much positive, I don't want to say. But we have a job to do. We got to say the truth. We got to call it out what it is. They're negatively affecting this team. There's just no two ways about it. Wells is the best catcher on this team. Hell, he might be the best catcher in the American League. You look at his numbers since he's got consistent playing time. He's right up there. We heard all this stuff about Adley Rutschman or whatever. Adley Rutschman's a stud. God bless him. But guess what?
Yeah.
Austin Wells ain't too far behind. When he gets to
man.
when you
Austin
look
Wells has
at
been
his
awesome.
numbers since he's got consistent start, bro, that's how good Austin Wells is. That's how good he is. He's so good. He would have been getting consideration for Rookie of the Year had they started him outright in the beginning of the season.
Yep.
That's how good he is.
You know, something we've talked about a lot, and it really is friggin' true, man. Is who is the person on the New York Yankees? Who is it? Whether it's front office, whether it's clubhouse, I don't know. Who's enforcing the direction of this club? Who's sitting out there going, and I guess the answer would be Brian Cashman, but it shocks me that somebody who's been in the game for so long, and maybe that's the problem, maybe he's just been here too long, but how do you look at this club honestly? And again, I try my best to see these things from all angles and go, okay, well, maybe I'm going too deep into this. Maybe that's not the right way to look at it. Let me think about it this way, that way. Who could look at this team and say DJ LeMahieu should be playing every day? Alex Verdugo, who was now starting to hit a little bit good. I'm happy. We like Doogie, but was one of the worst players in baseball for over 2 months. Who's looking at all of this? Stanton was down. They didn't know what the hell to do. There was players they could have called. They didn't do it. Ben Rice, they finally called up. But you look at this and they go, who could literally watch this and go, yeah, we're really trying our best here. We're putting our best. It's a lie. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. This is a team who knows they're going to get into the playoffs one way or another. And they're just sitting back saying, let's just coast. Just coast and maybe things will fall our way. That's the only way I could explain it. Because if there was any type of urgency, these guys would have been here already. They would have all been here.
Bro, my biggest problem with that attitude, I'm glad you bring that up, because I don't feel like that's being spoken about enough. Like the reality here is the attitude that leadership has. And that doesn't get spoken about because people focus so much on, what's happening on the field and stuff like that. Right. Look at what's happening in the office. The attitude up there is what Pete just said. Guys, we are a playoff team. Like, okay, like, look, we're losing series to the Angels. We're losing series to the Nationals. I get it. We didn't even look too great against the Rockies. We got freaking historically smacked around by Chicago. But guess what? Still got one of the best records in the league. We're still in first place in the division. We're a playoff team. Like, look, we're going to make the playoffs. Okay. So it's no need for us to react or make any knee-jerk react. We don't got to do that.
That's right.
Because we're good. We're fine. Well, are you fine when you present the way that you present against left-handed pitching if you don't win the division? Because I'll tell you this, if the Yankees do not win the division and they end up in a wild card series facing a team with two halfway decent left-handed starting pitchers, that team is going to put them game 1 and game 2. And it's going to be a long 2 days for the New York Yankees.
Yep, that's right. Very much.
You know the embarrassment that would be to go in the wild card series and get ousted in 2 straight games because the team you faced just put 2 lefties out there and just let them go. And you guys made them look like Randy Johnson or some shit.
Yep.
The one guaranteed year that you have Juan Soto. But like Pete just said, they're not looking at it like that, because even if that happens, you know what they're going to come on the mics and say right after? Well, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah, of course. And
you never know.
That's why
this wasn't our week.
That's why I made such a big deal about it when they just said we just have to get in. Because literally that's what they were telling you.
Yeah.
Is that as long as we're in that position to get in, it really doesn't matter. Just get there. When in reality, you should want your best of your best every game. 162, you should have your best. Now, look, does that mean you don't give guys no, everybody comprehends what we're saying. And we're not saying you got to play 162. No. You should have your best 26 men all the time on your roster. Somebody goes down, the next best option should be up. You shouldn't be sitting there thinking about, oh, well, I want to keep him rookie eligible because we could get some more draft picks and I'm going to wait and I don't want this person to get this many ABs and this and that. You're the New York Yankees at the end of the day. You shouldn't be considering running your organization like the way the Rays should be doing it. The Rays run their organization in a way that really works well for them. The New York Yankees should run it completely different because they got a lot more resources. It's a very, very different situation. And the Yankees don't seem to get that. Brian Cashman, for whatever reason, has felt like I can spend, but then I'm also going to try to run this club like the Rays would run it. I'm looking for the find. I'm looking for instead of, hey, everybody ready for this? Instead of paying a little more for a Michael Kopech, I'm going to go pay a little for Mark Leiter. I'm not going to give up a couple of more resources for Flattery to get another starter in this rotation. I'm going to get a De Los Santos, who I DFA later. And I look like a fool. I mean, you go back and you say a lot of people didn't do much at the deadline, but then you look at it now for the Yankees, go like, you guys really didn't do dick. To be quite honest at this point, now the way it looks, you really didn't do shit besides Jazz.
They're lucky.
Jazz is the only good from it.
They dodged the only bullet with the Jazz Chisholm stuff, because if that injury would have, lingered and he wouldn't have been, I mean,
it would have been miserable.
Hella bad. But it's what I've said. I've said this once. I'll say it again. The worst thing that could have ever happened for Brian Cashman and the New York Yankees was the movie Moneyball. Because once that movie came out, Brian Cashman decided immediately that he wanted a movie made about him. Yep. And he knew they're never going to make a movie about you, Brian, because you have one of the richest owners in the sport and all you do is spend money. That's the narrative around you. Even though you had your job for 20 years and, you've won and stuff like that. A lot of people say those were Stick Michaels' teams, or those were, it wasn't Bob you. It Watson, wasn't you. It wasn't you. And so Brian said, well, I'm never going to get a movie just being the guy who spends his owner's money. No, I got to show them that I'm smart. I got to show them that I can, I can make moves too. And I can find a diamond in the rough. And okay, Brian. Okay. Well, how's that working out for you? And I'm not saying you've never done it. I'm not saying you've never, pulled the Clay Holmes out of your hat.
Of course.
But even when you do that, you find a way to screw it up on the back end. It's just the jokes write themselves, man.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm not saying Brian Cashman is the worst GM in baseball. I would never say something like that, because God knows there are some
bad ones out there.
Inept people like making moves for Major League Baseball teams. Completely inept. Brian Cashman's not that. Like, if he was that, then Jazz Chisholm wouldn't even be here. You know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
That's how you know.
And knowing he could play third.
Exactly.
And learning on the fly, which is still kind of scary to me, but he's
super scary.
Look, he looks a lot better there than I thought he would. He's made some errors as of late, but I'm still not overly concerned about him at third base with the way he looks.
At the end of the day, I know I said this when it happened. I was like, you know what? I feel like in the playoffs, there is probably going to be that one play.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Or like, shit, like, because he's not even really a third baseman or whatever like that. But who knows? Like, maybe late in games, Bertie's back up here and they're putting Bertie in as a defensive replacement, or maybe that's where they get their beloved DJ LeMahieu some playing time late in games.
Oh,
put him
God.
in replacement. I don't know, but it's like, yeah, man. If Jazz Chisholm wasn't doing what he's doing, and I was looking at some numbers of his this morning in preparation for the show, bro. Jazz, I mean, since becoming a Yankee, batting average over 300, OPS over 1,000. I mean, he has really, really turned his season, because his season wasn't even going that well when we traded for him.
Right.
He turned it around since becoming a Yankee. He's been a great addition, but it just further feeds into that point that, I mean, if it wasn't for him, this deadline, bro,
would have been a mess. Absolute train wreck. Roman De Los Santos with the super chat. He goes, the legacy of this franchise is in jeopardy. Hal eat a bag of farts.
Wow.
Damn. That's pretty, that's up there, man. That's pretty tough right there.
No
Eat
bev.
a bag of farts.
Bag of farts, man. No bev.
No bev, no. Yeah, man. No nothing else. Just a straight up bag of farts. And to go ahead and just talk about real quick, Jazz one more time to finish off on him. Since becoming a New York Yankee, got 84 plate appearances, 79 ABs, 9 home runs in 79 at bats, but he's batting 304, 345 on base percentage, 684 slugging, and a 1,029 OPS. So, you got Jazz in there. And again, you know, the funniest thing about this whole situation is when you see this and you got Jazz in there doing what he's doing, you take a look around and then go, well, you added somebody who has fit very well, especially with the bat. But then just to fuck with yourselves, you get Trevino back and you pull the other guy back that's been so damn good too. And it's like, you know, I keep giving you, I keep saying about the Yankees is they just step on their own feet. And it really is true. They just trip over themselves. Yeah. It's like, bro, just let it go. Like, you know, I forgot who it was. Actually, no, it was NYC. I think we said this offline when we were talking after the game. Mm-hmm. And it's so true, man. It's so friggin' true. We're sitting there saying anybody who's making the argument for Trevino, ask yourself one question. Who's the future of the club?
That's it.
The answer is always going to be Wells. And if that's the answer, then he plays. This is not hard. Trevino knows he's the future of the team, not him. But Trevino knows it's Wells. Why is Wells not out there all the friggin' time? Yes, I get it, folks. Is Cole sitting there going, I want Trevino? Fine. If that's the case, that's the guy. Okay. Everybody's okay with that. But the fact of the matter is that you're taking Wells out this lineup, a 25-year-old, very, very good catch that is expected to be a future, to the point you traded one of the top 10 catchers in Major League Baseball in Augustine Ramirez, who is hitting very, very well. Probably going to be with Miami really, really soon. If not the starting catcher next year for them. Mm-hmm. You traded for that. Why is Wells not getting the reins here?
There's no explanation for it when you look at it. I mean, all the arguments for the Trevino truthers out there, all of those arguments have fallen. All of them. The arm, no. The defense, no. The hitting, no. All of it's gone. The framing, which used to be their bread and butter, Wells is like, it's a fraction.
It's right there.
Fraction less than Trevino. And that's with Trevino missing a bunch of time and Wells having a lot more reps recently, which means, I mean, if you give Wells the rest of the season out there, he might pass him there too. The only thing he has going for him at this point is that for whatever reason, he's got a pitcher in Garrett Cole who likes to throw to him, whatever. But I mean, even if it's that, I mean, I don't know how I'm Judge or I'm Boone and I don't go over to Cole and just say, listen, Garrett, love you. I'm saying, love you. You're the ace. You're the horse, won a Cy Young last year. Love you. Absolutely love you. Let me ask you a question, Garrett. Do you want to win though? Like, or like, because I know, I mean, I like Jose too. Jose, he loves the kids. It's nice. But good like,
guy.
Do you want to win a ring or like, do you like, because I'm just trying to see where you at, like what you want to do.
Right.
And I'm not saying that these conversations haven't happened. Because, but based on what we were told, shit, Judge might have already walked over to Garrett and say, "Hey, G, let me talk."
Yeah,
Austin, have you seen Austin?
Have you been watching as we played some of these games when Trevor's been out?
But yeah, it's like, bro, at this point, I don't like. It's like you said, man. Can the Yankees afford that in a playoff series? Where think about it,
that's
it's the playoffs. You know who's pitching game one of the playoffs for us? It's Garrett Cole. It doesn't matter how good any starter does from here on out. It doesn't matter if Cole struggles from here. It doesn't matter. They're not moving off that. Cole can finish the season looking like he looked against Washington the other night. Every start from here to the end of the season, he's still starting game one for us.
No doubt.
I guarantee it.
No doubt.
Unless there's some scheduling snafu and the season ends and there's not enough time to get him his rest, he's starting game one. So if we are married to the idea that he only throws to Trevino, that means Trevino's a starting catcher for game one. That means Wells doesn't start the first game.
That's right.
It just doesn't feel right.
It makes no sense whatsoever. Let's get into the first voicemail of the day from our good friend Joey from the Bronxy.
Hey,
I ate gabagool and I liked it. It's Joey from the Bronx,
Yo.
and I had a question for you guys today. You know how Karen Boone refused to pinch hit DP LeMahieu, and then he was like adamant about it. You know, your commentary was funny with the press conference. Aaron, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why didn't you pitch it? No. He's the best. It's reverse split, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I didn't even think of another option. And then the very next day, the very next game, same situation. He pinch hits him. And when asked, it's like, yeah, that's just my decision, or whatever he said, My mind shot back to the time when he benched Glaber. That decision didn't come down from the front office. I'm pretty fucking sure it was spur of the moment where he just said enough.
Yeah.
And he just said after that when he was asked, and it just felt like that was the right thing to do right then, and that's it.
Yep.
You know? And I'm
Same
thinking,
answer. That's right.
Are both occasions him rebelling a little bit against the front office? Because I don't think the front office believes in accountability and benching a player and
No way.
pinch hitting players, and that's not in their fucking vocabulary. But this baseball guy, that he's taken all the shit for all these decisions, he may have been growing, we might be in the early stages of him growing a pair of baby balls. I certainly hope that's the case. So what do you guys think? Talk to you later. Bye.
What's up, my guy, Joey from the Bronxy. No, it's kind of interesting, though, that you do kind of put something together that is true. He did answer those questions the same way. I didn't think about that.
he did.
When it came to Glaber, he was like, that was just a spur of the moment. That was my decision.
Right, yeah.
Second time with DJ, that was my decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the point here where I truly am just of the belief, though, that Aaron Boone is just happy to be the Yankee manager. And he toes the company line, and that's it. I don't. Is it possible that he's saying no? Enough is enough. I'm not gonna do that. Like that's maybe. I mean, it's been 7+ years, hasn't it? I don't know anymore. I really don't. I'm not in the game anymore to try to make an excuse for Aaron Boone. I did that year one. I told everybody I give him a full year, and I'm not gonna beat up the guy in his first year too much. Second year, I was done. I've seen enough already at that point. I'm like, this ain't the guy. And I still believe he's not the guy. So I don't know. Is it possible? Of course it's possible. Maybe it is. But my belief now is truly that this is a guy who's accepting of taking orders. And he just runs out the order, and that's it.
They've told on themselves more often than they would have liked, they being the Yankees front office, and mainly Cashman. I mean, the narrative has been out there forever that Boone is a puppet of sorts, and Boone takes exception to that. Even Michael K has tried to defend him about this, but he's even kind of backed off of that.
Apparently K's been beating him up recently or something like that.
Because
from what I've heard.
It's too obvious now. It's to the point where if K wants to keep his integrity as a radio personality, he just can't. He can't do it because I mean it's nuts. But like I said, they telling themselves. I mean, Brian Cashman has literally said, and it's out there. He's literally said, no, Boone is the manager and he can make decisions, but he has to be able to explain those decisions. And it's like, wait. That says a lot more than most people think it does. And most people are going to just hear that like, yeah, he should have to explain. No, but he shouldn't though, because if you're hiring a manager that you trust to lead the product on the field, and you're the general manager and your job is building the product on the field, not managing how they are deployed, but building it, then why should the manager have to explain to you why he does a lineup or the decision like that? I get a player playing versus a player not playing, stuff like that. For a prolonged period of time, you might have a question there like, hey, like, why is so-and-so not getting any playing time? What's up with that? I get that. But for him to say, like, yeah, any decision, like all those decisions, lineup decisions, how you do the bullpen, all that stuff, he can deviate. He said he can deviate from the plan that we set out. He just has to have an explanation for that. To me, tells you everything you need to know, because if you're a manager and they're handing you a plan, and if you deviate from that plan, you have to have a good as shit explanation, and it better freaking work. Mind you, their plan can fail 9 times out of 10. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. That's the process. Remember, they're following the process.
That's the
process.
All
that matters.
So their plan can fail. But if you deviate from their plan and you fail,
you're done.
You're on your own, basically. That's what they're saying. So
we're going to make you the scapegoat.
So, of course, Boone is in a situation where he's going to play DJ LeMahieu every day. If that's the directive he's getting from Cashman, DJ needs to play. Then he's going to play him every day. Why? Because if he sits him and he puts in Waldo, and Waldo has a series where he goes hitless, Cashman's gonna be, I can't help you. We told you to keep DJ in there, and you played this guy. He didn't do well. Now I don't know. We'll have to talk at the end of the season. So Boone is in a situation where in our position, we would look at it as lose-lose, but it's not really lose-lose, because if he toes the company line and just
he's good,
says what they want him to say, and that's what they want him to play, he'll have a job. So it's not lose-lose.
Nope.
For us, it's lose-lose. For him, it's just a win. Yeah. Whether they lose, he wins.
Yep, no doubt about it. Guys, we are 129 subbies away from 33,000. Let's get that. I wonder, when is September 14th? What do we got? A couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's
about 2 weeks.
It's 2 weekends away.
Oh, wow. Starting Monday, we could say it's next weekend. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, starting Monday, we could literally say it's next weekend. So it'll be nice to potentially, I'm trying to think where we could be. There's a chance of 34,000. There's a possible chance of 34,000 before. There's a slight chance of 34K before September 14th, which would be absolutely amazing. But
tell their friends.
That's it. You just got to tell your friends to tell your friends. Let's get to one more voicemail. Then I want to talk about Anthony Rizzo real quick. And what are the realistic expectations of him coming back?
Good morning, Pete. This is Kyle Malay.
Yo!
Can't believe NYYU Day is 15 days away. I'll be heading up to New York on the 13th.
Okay.
And from South Carolina.
Us his travel
and
arrangements?
I just cannot wait. For this weekend, I'm just wondering, do you think Anthony Rizzo is going to be back in this Cardinals series, or do you think it's too soon? Because I wouldn't mind him being back, and it can't be much worse than what we have now. But, tell me what you think about that. Also, we need to win this series against the Cardinals, because, geez, the Orioles are just as bad as we are, it seems like. Nobody wants to, run away with this division for some reason. It seems like on the nights that the Yankees win, the Orioles win. On the nights that the Orioles lose, the Yankees lose. They just cannot take advantage because of this stupid manager. But tell me what you think about everything, and let's all have a good day, and let's go Yankees tonight, and beat the freaking Cardinals, man. We need this series. All right, Pete. Everybody have a good day, and go Yankees.
Appreciate you, Senor Millet. Thank you so much. And you didn't mention Anthony Rizzo, and I would think Rizzo's going to be back this series. I would think. I don't know. There hasn't been nothing announced. Maybe he won't be. Maybe they're waiting until Sunday. Maybe he'll be back the following series.
It might be the next series. Because the Patriots tweeted that he's still with them on a rehab assignment.
Oh, well, then I guess he's going to get more ABs. But what are your, because look, Anthony Rizzo wasn't tearing the cover off of the baseball. I think all of us know that. You look at his StatCast and it's miserable. I mean, his StatCast is terrible. It's ugly. It's really, really friggin' bad. So that's my question right there. The guy's hitting 223 on the year with a 289 on base percentage. You could look at these numbers and go, it's either an injury or, again, he's 35 years old. He's DJ LeMahieu's age. It's old for baseball. Is there going to be any production that we get from Anthony Rizzo? Does he go on this hot stretch maybe? I don't know. Is he even back next season? I don't know. But
he wants to be.
Let me tell you something. I can sit here and go, I'll be honest. I'm almost flabbergasted. I don't know what to expect from Anthony Rizzo. I have no expectations at all. Zero. I don't know. I got no idea.
I was just so, the way I see it, it would be foolish for any one of us to go into this with any expectation on Anthony Rizzo. And there's a million reasons why, and I don't want to sit here forever, so I'll just put it as plainly as I can. He's missed a large part of this year. When he was here, he wasn't hitting. Last season, we know what it was. He was wrong. He wasn't right all season. Came back this year, didn't look much better, got hurt again. Honestly speaking, what can you expect from Anthony Rizzo at this point?
Facts.
Like, I understand he's being lauded as his big return and stuff like that. Well, Rizzo's coming back, whatever. I wouldn't place any expectations on him. Now, is it true that this is baseball and stranger things have happened? Of course it is. Of course.
Ooh, a Pop Simonetti famous line.
Yeah, it's a fact, and he's 100% right. I mean, when you've seen as much baseball as he has, he knows better than anybody that stranger things have happened, bro. People have come back after looking like absolute garbage for 2 or 3 seasons, and they just go on a run. Is it possible he goes on a miracle run here? It's 100% is possible.
Right.
Would I say to expect that? No, I wouldn't place that expectation on him. Honestly speaking, I would be more excited offensively speaking for John Berti than I am for Anthony Rizzo. But again, to Malay's point, when you put it next to what we've had at first base, I mean, how much worse can it be than that?
Correct.
I guess you could
and
say
I think
that.
that's the way. I almost feel like that is the way that everybody is looking at it, right? I mean, I think that's the way you have to look at this.
Yeah.
Is who has been there. Look, we all like Ben Rice, but Ben Rice really slowed down. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean that Ben Rice's future as a Yankee is done. It doesn't mean any of that.
No.
It just simply means that he hasn't made the proper adjustments yet at this league. The one thing I've noticed about Ben Rice, I've said it a lot, they're going off speed away and high a lot, and he just swings over and misses it all the time. It's an adjustment. But I don't know. I don't know about Anthony Rizzo. Look, again, it's not a knock on him. It's not a he's gonna be a major part to the club. It's simply saying, one, the positive I could see is he's a veteran. Maybe he could go on one of these little streaks towards the end of the season. And I'll be honest with you. If he comes back and in September he hits 210, I wouldn't be shocked. I just wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So we got a super chat here from Ronnie. Cashman is the wordsmith, manipulator, and mindfuck. Hal is literally intimidated and afraid of Cashman. That's why he'll never fire him, which is really sad to me because you're the boss. You are legitimately the boss of the New York Yankees. All you got to simply say is, you're fired. You're done. We're done here, Brian. We're done. Have a good day. And if we're buddy-buddy, let me give you a different position, but we can't keep continuing on like this. I'm not going to. Here's what I always say about Hal Steinbrenner. And we're going to get into a couple of more voicemails, guys. We're going to wrap up the show. But here's what I always say about Hal Steinbrenner. I think it's very, very simple, right? How much shit do you deserve to take until you say enough is enough? How much can you sit there and go, my payroll is $300+ million? Why am I hearing my name being dragged through the mud? Because of you. At that point, it's simply, I'm not going to take this shit. It's on you. You have to go because I'm not leaving. I don't get it. I can't comprehend it up here.
Honestly, and I hate to say this because it's not a positive thing, but I mean, when you look at it, like, all right, I'm gonna ask everybody to do something that's really impossible, but take your fan hat off for 10 seconds. Take your Yankees fan hat off for 10 seconds, and just look at it in business terms. Hal Steinbrenner's never lost. He's never lost.
Sorry.
The Yankees turn a profit every single year. As a matter of fact, they turn a larger profit than pretty much any other team in baseball every year. And this year is no different. This year is going to be even more probably with all the shit that they sold because of Soto and everything like that, which again, when I think about the Soto sweepstakes and everything, the number one thing that sticks to me is not even what Soto does on the field and how good he is for the team and how much the fans love him. No,
Right.
it's how much Hal's bank account loves him.
Facts.
That's what's going to be the deciding factor, is that Hal saw when they gave away the basketball jersey, when they gave away the figurine, when they gave away the bobblehead, whatever. He saw the way people lined up and he knows. So that's what it's about for him at the end of the day. To me, it's about the bottom line. Yes, he does the interviews and he says he wants to win and he wants to whatever. And, it seems a little performative, and that's maybe because it is. How often do you see Hal at the stadium? We just celebrated the 09 team. Where was Hal Steinbrenner?
Not there.
Where was he?
Not there.
I'm not going to do the if George were alive shit, but I will say this. I mean, do you remember George Steinbrenner missing shit like that?
Never.
Other than when he was suspended from baseball?
Never.
Because if he wasn't, he was there. You saw him. You literally saw him in the owner's box, and they would pan to him. I mean, this would have been one of those, the last series that when they were playing the Angels and they were losing or whatever, that would have been I remember being a kid, that would have been one of those series that they would have depended to George. He would have just been sitting there like this. Because you saw him. He was always there. We don't see
always.
How we don't know where he is. I mean, a lot of times, I'm not saying he doesn't go to games ever. He does. A lot of times he goes to games, you have no idea he's there.
He's there was a game
that we went to and we had no idea he was there, nothing like that. We found out he was there because Kev ran into him. Kev was walking out there. He's like, yeah, I ran into House. He was at the game. I was like, what? Yeah, he was there. But he's not really out there like that, whatever. And here and my point in saying all that is this. If he fired Brian Cashman tomorrow, he'd have to be there a hell of a lot more, at least for a little while during the transitional phase. And do we know that Hal Steinbrenner is interested in doing that when he's off buying soccer teams and doing a bunch of other endeavors and shit like that?
Right.
We know that Hal Steinbrenner is really that invested to do that. I don't think so. And yes, he spends a lot of money on the team every year, but remember this, guys, he is a billionaire. He is a billionaire, big B billionaire. Okay, so the money that he's spending, I'm not saying it's nothing, but at the same time, he's not losing sleep over it.
No, not at all. Not
when you're raking in a profit of over.
I was about to say
plus million every year.
I was literally about to say with the amount of money the New York Yankees are making and the amount of money they bring in, it don't mean dick. Let's be honest. That shit don't mean dick to him. It's whatever.
That's what I'm saying. So you think about it, Pete. If he fired Cashman tomorrow, who's gonna lead? Who's leading the search for the next GM? It has to be him. Right. He's the owner.
It has to be.
That's
has to. And the good news for him is
work for him.
The good news from him is, and I've always said this a million times, you got a shit ton of guys that have done it already. So it's really not that hard to say I need you three: Jim Hendry, Omar Minaya, Brian Sabian. I want to find out first if you're interested. If you are, we got an interview next tomorrow. Prepare yourself. Know this organization. Tell me your plan. It's not hard. They've done it before.
Or put them together. If you're not trying to rehash something that was done in the past and you want something fresh or whatever, then make them a committee to find you the next person.
That's it.
Because
it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
Like what we've heard about the succession plan. Because even with that, it seems like Brian Cashman is somehow still in charge. Like
involved very much.
The little bit I've heard about what the Yankees will look like in the post Cashman era
could be Mike Fishman.
Involves Brian Cashman.
It could be Fishman. Yeah, it could be Fishman.
It's like there's
wild.
There that he's grooming Fishman.
Yeah, that's
to be the next guy.
Bro.
Can you guys imagine that?
Oh my God, please no. I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine him doing a press conference like with a player, like talking? I can't. I can't. I wouldn't sign with the Yankees because of him. I'd be like, you better give me more fucking money. I'm gonna have to deal with this nerd. Nah, I'm good.
This is one thing. Oh man, I've been really hard on the Yankees fans this podcast for some reason. I don't know why, but I mean on this show for whatever reason. But I gotta call a spade a spade. This is one thing where whether you like it or not, when you look across town, they are in better shape. In terms of general manager, David Stearns is a different beast. What he was able to do with nothing in terms of money, nothing in Milwaukee, no money. Now what he's been able to do this year, I mean, Minaya has looked good for them. Sevy has been great for them. His trades have been decent for them. I mean, he's young, but he's got a lot of potential. And he knows the game. He knows how to play it the small ball way. And now he's got all of Steve Cohen, Uncle Stevie's money. And then
interesting.
Talk about the manager. Look, he hasn't been I'm not saying he's been the best manager in the league or anything by that or any such or whatever, but he's had some moments this season where I'm like, shit, man, I can't believe this guy was working behind Boone all these years. It doesn't
Yeah.
even sound like it half the time.
And the other thing is too, apparently, and look, again, I'm not trying to hype Mendoza up here at all and just trash on
No,
Aaron Boone, but
no.
one of the things we heard in spring training was the scheduling was off so bad because Mendoza was the one who actually enforced that. And he
Exactly.
was, and we were there. How many
Yeah.
times were we told, hey, there's a 12:30 batting practice, Soto's going to take
over
BP.
here. Or somebody's
And-
throwing a bullpen. Never
and then
happened.
we get a message going, oh no, everybody's kind of off schedule. Nobody knows kind of what's good. There's no direction. Nobody's guiding anything right now. So they're waiting to get that straight. And the message we got was Carlos Mendoza was the guy who did that. He's not here no more. So I'm just like, it really is. It's some of the stuff you hear, you're like, is it just a situation that happened, or is it really this friggin' bad? Like, how does this shit even happen? But that's the Yankees for you right now.
They're top. They're top flight in most ways. That's what's funny about the Yankees. We said it even with their record, right? Like they beat the good teams, but they can't beat sub 500 teams or whatever. It's the same thing. It's top to bottom in the organization. Like in so many ways, they are a first class organization with amenities and stuff like that. But then there's things like we just spoke about, like at spring training and stuff like that, where you're like, wait, what? Like,
yeah, it's crazy, and it happens a lot. It happens way too much, too much.
Yeah,
like little schedule and shit. It's like, how does that even a fucking problem? But it is somehow with them. I don't get it. But
weird.
let's get into a couple of more voicemails, guys. I'm gonna wrap up today.
Hey, good morning, Pete. William Henry here. How you doing?
My
Again,
guy.
so excited. About 2 weeks from now will be 9/14, September 14th. Can't wait to meet you, all the team, and NYU, and all the great people in the chat. The reason I called is I wanted to talk about the lack of respect the Yankees organizations have for their fans. And what kind of motivated me to do this is I was reading about when the Yankees bring up Dominguez, that he's going to be blocked by Verdugo, and at most Dominguez is going to hit against left-handed batters. This is Verdugo with his 234 average and 655 OPS. My point here is we've been waiting all year to see Dominguez play. Only last year, there was only 1 week that was good when Dominguez was hitting. So I think that's a real lack of respect the Yankees have for the fans. Other things that happen, the Yankees lose on important games. They lost on opening day. They lost on Old Timers Day. They lost all 4 games to the Mets, their biggest rival. There are fans who buy their tickets solely for those games. There was one game back in July where Boone rested his lefties after the Yankees had lost to the Mets already in the first few games, and he said he wanted to give the lefties a day. That's the reason. It was the game he started J.D. Davis and Jahmai Jones. Well, that was on a Tuesday, and he wanted to give the lefties a rest. If you looked at the schedule, the Yankees were going to be off anyway on a Thursday. So that's my point. I really miss George Steinbrenner because he was a true fan. I'm a Yankee fan, but I want the Yankees organization to show a lot more respect for the true fans the way you do, Pete. Take care. Bye.
Damn. I mean, what do you say? What do you say
That was
about
a nice
that one?
message at the end. Like that was really nice at the end.
I mean, shut it
put it
down,
very
my
well.
guy. Put it very well. He put it very, very well, man.
That's
Put it very well. Look, I can't disagree. It's the thing that we all rip our hair out about with this team. Is just there's so many things on the surface that anybody will look at and go, none of this makes sense. Why are they doing this? And they just keep doing it. All right, let's get to another one.
Hey, Pete, Guy. What do
up?
I expect out of Rizzo? Not much. I haven't seen anything so far in the minors that says he's going to do well up here, unless things change. I mean, 2 strikeouts the other day, 0 for 2. He's had a lot of Ks. I guess there'll be splits, though. We always have DJ to come up against left-handers. I mean,
Oh God.
after all, he has track record, just like Rizzo. It's like getting 2 All-Stars back.
Yeah.
What Lasagna said the other day about the parity, yeah, we're all even, but do you see the Yankees winning? I don't. Period. I think the Orioles somehow will be up a few games in September with the schedules because we didn't take advantage of it in August. And we won't have home field advantage. That's just the way I see it. but we have to play the games. Yankee
Yes,
fans.
sir.
And that's about it. Oh, the other thing was the splits. I've been trying to get the point across that would have been even better to throw in these podcasts that Boone was a buffoon. He basically was so wrong. Oh, wouldn't take him out. I didn't consider it because of Finnegan. Well, you got it wrong. Lefties are 730 OPS and 6-something against righties. Anyway, I don't know how we can listen to this guy anymore, especially when these games are going in the wrong direction. It's just pathetic. Over. Thanks.
Appreciate you. Got another one. Look, straightforward. That's what I love about the NYU community, man. We're straightforward with it. We all kind of feel the same way, and it is what it is. But we're gonna take this show out with our good friend, Truth Always, who our beautiful. This is what I love about this community, man. My friend Johnny Riv hits me up. He goes, "Hey, I want to buy a ticket for Truth Always. How do I do that?" And we made it work. We got his ticket. So Truth, when I get your email, again, Truth Always, please email me, nyunderground@yahoo.com. And hit us up with that and we'll get that over to you. Jira also says she'll be posting the giveaway on IG today. So definitely head over there for a chance to win an NYU ticket. So again, guys, go over to IG on Instagram. The link is right there. You click on it. It is also just NY Underground on IG, and there'll be a way that you can win a ticket to September 14th. Jira also told me that Truth Always, his voicemail did not play well, so he couldn't really hear anything. So unfortunately, we're going to wrap up right there. But again, Truth, if you're out there, nyunderground@yahoo.com. And knowing this community, guys, I'm pretty sure there's going to be other giveaways. Just with how this community is, you guys often hit me up, go, "Hey, can I at least buy a ticket for somebody?" And you guys do a giveaway. No problem. We always try to make that work as best as we can. But nah, man, with that being said, it's a big series today for the Yanks. We'll see what happens. They are home. They got to start winning some games at home. And everybody's excited about Sunday to see what actually happens, to see what they actually do. And hey, look, we're just a couple of days away. And on Sunday, designated spitters will be here. So you'll get that first from us. Oh, Francis, if you want to just take us out.
Yeah, man. Yankees got St. Louis in town, man. Couple NYU teammates will be in the building tonight. Go say hi if you can. I'm not gonna say who. I don't know if I'm not gonna say their name, but maybe you'll see later. I don't know. I was thinking myself about maybe possibly passing by the stadium today.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. It's a Friday. Let's see. Who knows? Maybe get a little legacy drink after. I don't know.
A little NYU reunion day. Everybody get together. Okay.
I don't know. But I don't know, man. Look, we got St. Louis coming to town. 3 right-handers in the series. Should be a series win, right? Judging by what the Yankees have been, should be a series win. Unfortunately, we do have Will Warren pitching tomorrow.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Him and his 9 ERA will be towing the slab at the Yankee Stadium. So buckle up, man. Game season live. Y'all already know, man. Got you covered.
I'm not even interested in calling that game tomorrow, bro. I'm not. Now that you said that, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I hope he proves me wrong one day, but that is boring Will Warren, fam. That is boring Will Warren. I can't.
Will Warren Track Warren is indeed pitching. Tyler reminded me of the nickname. Shouts out to you, Tyler. I forgot. Will Warren Track Warren is pitching tomorrow. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I still think the Yankees I feel like the announcer from Major League. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, well, but I don't know. As boring Will Warren takes the mound.
But yeah, man, we got 3 right-handers. Let's get a series dub. We need to, especially after what they just did in the nation's capital. I mean, how dare you? Facts. Let's see, man.
Never you mind.
Let's get it together. Hopefully we get a Dominguez sighting, whether we do or we don't. The spitter's going to have you covered on Sunday. So I'm
no doubt.
I also got my fantasy football draft that day. So Sunday's a big day for your boy.
Sunday's a big day. Little fantasy football draft. He's going to get some 49ers on that team. Okay. Maybe a little Brock Purdy action. Okay.
I want to get CMC. That's
Maybe
my
Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, that's right.
My
Got to get
hope.
McCaffrey out there.
My hope
But
is that I get
guys,
an early pick.
With that being said, we are going to wrap this episode up of All Rise and Shine. Catch you guys later tonight for Game Season Live. Peace out, baby. Talk to you guys later.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah.
Hey, look, top floor lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Way too high, ain't coming down. You see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, so I'm running numbers up. Lucky that I'm showing up, I'm going off, they know what's up. Wrist too silly, yeah. Numbers crack the billy, yeah. Don't need no dilly, I'm too fresh, I feel like really, yeah. Feel the devil's up, this sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on they radar.
Top